What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. Why do I do that at the beginning? Well, because it's good branding. These guys know where I'm from. There's a big M in the back, too. And we're making BCA great again. Want me to point out everything else? Thank you guys for joining me. Here to answer questions. These questions came from the Tiger Fitness Group on Facebook. That's Facebook. And then go to Tiger Fitness Group. And then we have to approve you because we don't want just a bunch of schlubs running around there. It's a very helpful group, very positive. Any negativity, we block you, so it's unlike YouTube comments. So it's a good time to be. This one comes from Andrew No, NGO. I'm guessing the G is silent. I am trying my best to read different cultured names. I'll mess up some names. But usually people, when I get their name, they're like, yep, he got my name right. Thank you. And I'm like, yeah. Because I'm used to having a name no one can say, Lobliner. Imagine your whole life, Marc Lobliner, L-O-B as in boy, L-I-N-E-R, and Marc with a C, L-O-B as in boy, that's me. Anyway, from Andrew, how much does a coach help you? What makes a good coach, and is it necessary to have one if you want to compete at a high level in bodybuilding? Well, I will say, for the record, Dorian Yates didn't have a coach, but Dorian Yates was a genius. Phil Heath has a coach. I think a lot of coaches do some very dangerous stuff. In fact, I know there's a lot of polarizing thoughts on Boston Lloyd, but Boston Lloyd does a great job on his Instagram calling out coaches, doing things I would never do because, well, Boston Lloyd's controversial, and I'm one of those guys who won't even state a political opinion anymore. But Boston Lloyd is, he'll call people out for hurting people. A lot of coaches hurt people. This brings me to a story I'd like to share with you guys. If you would, I got to get a drink before this. Everybody just like. I had a young lady message me, I think it was Friday night, and I called her on the phone. I said, look, call me for this. So basically her coach, now there's a girl who went from being overweight or obese, 250 pounds, I think, and dieted down to like 180, right? And then she was like, I'm going to do a show to show off what I did for the world. So she had a bucket list thing, and she wanted to prove to the world that she did great. This is a girl who already from being unhealthy to healthy. And then we're going to go into how she went unhealthy again. So this poor girl had this coach. 16 weeks out, he hires her. He literally has her on a 500-calorie diet with 2 hours of cardio a day. She has a very active job where she walks around 12,000 steps a day. So she's literally in a very bad state. 500 calories, I don't care who you are, what you do, you're going to be malnourished. I don't think there's any person in the world who could sustain on 500 calories and get enough nutrients. Long story short, she goes to the show. It's Thursday before the show. He says, hey, you're not ready? Take this pill. Took one of the pills on Thursday, 2 of the pills on Friday, and 1 on Saturday. And this is a girl who's on no drugs whatsoever other than this and, of course, starvation. So, long story short, at the show, she literally almost gets taken off by an ambulance, paramedics, because she was dizzy, she was blacking out, and she was feeling extremely terrible, extremely nauseated. So I got to talk to her on Monday, and I'm like, you need to go to the doctor immediately, get some blood work done, because it sounds like you have at least the early stage of rhabdomyolysis, which is essentially your kidneys in its first stage of shutting down, and you could die from it. And you also are you're going to be malnourished. Long story short, so she goes to the doctor. She ends up just being extremely dehydrated and extremely malnourished, which is very good news because I thought she had rhabdo for sure. Now, the pills the trainer gave her were Diazide. We haven't confirmed that, but that's the only thing with the dosing structure of that I think. 25 micrograms once on Thursday, twice on Friday, once on Saturday. So not only was this girl extremely dehydrated, not only was this girl extremely malnourished, but then he gave her a illegal diuretic before she went on stage. I know you could cry personal responsibility. She took the pills without knowing what they were. And she listened to him, but remember, she hired this coach because she had no idea what to do. She hired this coach because she realized she had no idea how to get ready for a show. And this was a local yokel, a local guru in her area. So she hired this jackass, and he almost killed her, literally. He had her malnourished and dehydrated. 2 things that you can die from. And I think if we would have waited another day, she might have gone full rhabdo. So why am I saying this? There are some positive coaches in this industry. Now, as you guys know, I coach. I don't advertise it. It's at marclobliner.com because I know I'll get asked what it is. It's only word of mouth. I don't advertise it. You never see me post on Instagram anything about it. In fact, I'm about to put it where I'm going to limit it to, 12 new people a month because I'm getting a lot of people for some reason. And it's getting inundating where I can't give. But my thing about coaches is they can help. But namely, what does a coach do? Gives you peace of mind. Allows you to diet and not think. And that's what this girl did. Unfortunately, she trusted her life. Literally, you're trusting your life with somebody who didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Now, this poor girl, luckily, she'll be okay. And hopefully she learned a lesson. Now, she did learn a lesson. She's a smart young lady, college student, just a really smart young girl. I really felt bad for her. But it's kind of like me going to a computer store. I don't know how to build my own computer, so I asked somebody how to build my computer. The computer guy is going to be like, that's easy. But if I tell someone, being that I'm a diet guy, well, just build your own diet. Like, well, what do I do for macros? What do I do for this? When do I decrease calories? And I've written books that are free, like dropfactorbook.com. But if getting ready for a show, you're going beyond that. And there's going to be some hurdles or bumps in the road that you might not be willing to work with. You might not be ready to work with. And there's different ways of doing things that, for example, I can't write down what I do because a lot of what I do is instinct and experience because I've been doing this over 20 years. So I've trained thousands of people. The bottom line is a coach can be good. A coach keeps you accountable. A coach gives you a plan and hopefully keeps your health as your best interest in mind. For competitors, I absolutely think a coach can help. For me as a competitor, my main issue was I know what I'm doing, but I never think I'm lean enough. I could be 8 weeks out with shredded glutes and my kidneys showing on my back, and I'll be fat in my brain. A coach will tell me, bro, you're fine. Okay, so you need that kind of balancing of that third eye of somebody telling you you're stupid and that you need to calm down and not make any rash decisions. A coach can be very dangerous if you hire the wrong person. Is it necessary to have a coach? No. Does it help for some, if not most? Yes. But with that comes a risk. And the risk is hiring the wrong coach. A coach who doesn't care about your health, who just cares about winning, who just cares about getting paid. The beauty of me coaching is I don't really care. I need to get paid because at the end of the day, it's my time. My time's worth money. But I don't need the money. I make plenty of money doing other things. I do it because I love it and I love offering an option to people looking for a good coach. And I can make the time. I make my own schedule. I can make the time. However, a lot of coaches out there are really bad. Who I'd recommend, it's really hard to say anymore. There are some people I see get great results who are responsible, but that's just a matter of figuring it out. And as a coach, I'm not going to name drop because if I name the good ones, then I'm going to leave some out and people are going to message me and say, does that mean those guys are bad? So I'd rather just say, hey, use your best judgment. If you want to contact me, that's fine. You don't have to. This isn't a sales pitch. I'm simply answering a question. But I'd be very cognizant of the coaches nowadays because there's no litmus test to get into it. It's just dudes who say they can get you shredded. And that's not validation. And even doctors with years of med school do a lot of unscrupulous bullshit things. We were talking earlier on Twitter, in my Twitter account, about the food pyramid. It's put forth by the government, endorsed by doctors. It literally gave our kids diabetes and led to many people getting health problems and Syndrome X. And that was presented by doctors and our government. So if those people can't get it right, how do you expect some local yokel to get the diet right and not kill somebody? Anyway, guys, let me know your thought. Comment down below. Like, subscribe, share this video. Appreciate you guys watching. And if you have a chance, join our Facebook group. That's not a game.